simple things that just bring you joy. Honestly, I kind of want to read it again. It's just something you usually do for yourself. I found ways to cope by using techniques that we learned in therapy. And I've just been so freaking annoyed ever since because I really think that therapy is the best thing that I've done for myself in terms of self-care. Is not necessarily like it contributes at the end of the week to how I'm feeling as well. One thing that I love about this author is it's really a moment for me to be with me. Does that make any sense? I'm not even sure. Hello, welcome to a new video. I wanted to share with you a few kind of self-care moments. I love doing these types of videos. I think it's so important to see how you can improve your life by just simple things that just bring you joy and make you happy and just take care of yourself. So today we are getting our nails done. I've been loving this one. I had gone for a little bit shorter and just kind of a milky white, and I've been loving them. I want something a bit different, so we are going for kind of French tips with a few flowers, and I'm so excited. I saw it on Michelle Reed on YouTube. I'm so excited. I always enjoy getting my nails done so much. It's such a me moment. It's like something that's just for me. I love my nail technicians. I see two of them depending on what I'm getting done. They're so nice, and we just have the chat while I'm getting my nails done. Those moments are just like self-care. Hello. It is Saturday and I decided that I would make us a chocolate cake. I felt like chocolates, and what more could a person want than a delicious chocolate cake? Homemade on a Saturday. I'm excited. I love baking. I feel like it's really good for me to kind of put something on in the background and just focus on ingredients and just mixing things up, you know? So I'm really enjoying that right now. I felt really tired before starting and I was like, maybe now's not the best time, but actually I think it was the best thing to do right now. I feel so much better, so much calmer as well. Excited to eat, not gonna lie. Headed to therapy in a few minutes, and I feel like this session is very much needed. I usually go every 3 weeks, which is what I did this time, but several times I was like, should I kind of change my time like to this week, because I feel like I need help right now. I found ways to figure things out just so that I would not need to push it forward, because it's quite expensive. So I'm like, if I go like sooner than every 3 weeks, it's gonna be more expensive. I found ways to cope by using techniques that we learned in therapy, like journaling or really talking things out with my sister or my parents or my partner. I mean, that's the first person that I usually talk to. But you know, like, I really think that therapy is the best thing that I've done for myself in terms of taking care of my mental health, and I really noticed that I've made such improvements on so many topics in my life. I'm so much better at communicating. I'm so much better at identifying when something's wrong and then figuring out how to make the situation better for myself. I can feel the results. I've seen how it's changed my life in several ways for the better. So I'm very excited to go. I usually go in the morning, and last time she offered me a session at the end of the afternoon, and I was like, okay, let's try it out. Usually when I come back from therapy, I'm knackered. I'm so tired. So I was like, at least I'll get a full day of work before coming back home and just being not really submerged by emotions, but very much either very tired from talking so much about difficult topics or just explaining my thoughts and kind of working on things in my mind, or sometimes it's just like I have to figure something out by myself, or I'm very much in my emotions and feelings and thoughts. So at least I'll come back home, I'll take my shower, probably cook dinner, because sometimes it really helps with thinking and figuring things out, and I'm sure I'll feel better afterwards. I pretty much always do. Investing in myself in that sense is priority over anything. So I'm gonna go. It's been raining the entire day and it stopped in the last hour, so I'm like, I'm going to bring my umbrella because I do not trust the weather right now. This morning I was about to film another kind of self-care moment, which is I like to clean on a Friday morning because I enjoy having a clean apartment for the weekend, and I don't know, I've always done it on a Friday morning whenever I'm working from home, of course, but I started doing that and I was folding laundry, which I didn't want to show you, like our underwear, and then I went to put it away in our bedroom in our little like drawers, and we have like something to kind of help with the humidity in our bedroom, and there's like a product inside, like something super blue, like I don't even know how to describe it, and I don't even know how it got knocked over on the floor and it opened, and there's like product everywhere, and it's like a liquid but not water. It's a little thicker than water, but I would have wished it were a bit thicker, and there's product everywhere. It's like drooling everywhere, and I've texted my partner asking him like if I should be super careful with it, like wear gloves, and I've just been so freaking annoyed ever since, because I've been able to clean the rest of the apartment but not our bedroom, and I know that I still have to do that whenever he answers. How the hell did that happen? Like, it was one of my self-care moments of the week, cleaning and making sure everything good for the weekend, and it's taking forever, and already honestly, I didn't feel like it today. I just wanted it done, and you know, like I'm not really one of those people who enjoy cleaning. Whenever I see those TikTokers like clean with me, reset with me and everything, I'm just like, whoa, props to you, because I'm really not like that. I don't enjoy it. I enjoy the aftermath, and sometimes I'm okay with cleaning, but today I just really didn't feel like it. And on top of that, the freaking thing gets knocked over, and I was going to be even more of a pain to clean. But it's okay. Those things happen, it's fine. I just decided to go ahead and just finish cleaning and then get ready, because this is really one of my self-care moments. I don't necessarily put makeup on every single day. Whenever I go swimming, I usually don't bother because I'm going to have to take it off at the end of the day. So if I'm filming something that day, I'll probably put makeup on, or if I do feel like I need kind of a little bit of help because I don't feel super productive or whatever, I will put makeup on, but it's not an everyday thing. I just try to get a little bit more ready. Makeup is not a necessity. It's not something you have to put on. It's just something you usually do for yourself. So I was like, I'm just going to wait for the answer, and I'm gonna get ready so that I feel a bit more put together, a bit more myself. And I do enjoy the process as well. I do also feel a bit more productive whenever I have makeup on. I think it just like tells my brain this is a work day. I think for me, self-care is not necessarily like dedicating a specific day for myself. It's doing that whenever I need to, but it's also kind of allocating self-care moments throughout my week so that I take care of myself every day a little bit, and I do things for my future self as well, just so that I don't get burnt out, or I just like feel like I never do anything for myself. So I get my nails done, I bake a cake, or I cook some dinner and watch YouTube videos. I clean the apartment even though I don't love it, just because I love the aftermath of it, and I know that during the weekend I like to enjoy my time with my partner. It's one thing less to be done at the weekend, especially when you're tired and want to kind of recover from it. I think it's better. It's just like little things here and there, getting ready in the morning, or like just take a bath at night, or read a book. I'm actually going to share with you a couple books that one I've finished and what I'm currently reading, because you know, like it's part of those small moments when I feel like I'm really taking care of myself, and it contributes at the end of the week to how I'm feeling as well. If I have a week where I don't feel like I've taken as much care of myself as I should have. I feel it. So I'm trying to kind of really incorporate small moments in the day for me. And I do feel very privileged that I am working from home and I'm able to do a lot of things for myself throughout the day without having, you know, people around me or whatever, a boss telling me what to do. And I can feel it. Like, honestly, I feel so freaking privileged, and I'm so grateful that I can do that. But even when I was working my 9 to 5 last year, I remember my colleague and I doing a few things throughout the day, and we didn't really realize that it was self-care. But yesterday we were texting, and she sent me a Snapchat of a photo that she took that same day last year, and it was us like eating outside on like a patch of grass for our lunch break, looking at the mountains and talking and everything. And I remember thinking that that was such a self-care moment for us. We were doing kind of more of a really surface job, so it was really like answering people's needs all day long, being on the phone a lot and having to be very available. And during our lunch break, we just didn't feel like most of the time staying inside of like the company's offices, and we just felt like we needed to go out. And so we would either heat up our lunches or go grab something, and we would go to that patch of grass that was pretty far from the company, which was great and super quiet. It felt like really being in nature, and we would just eat our lunches and talk about everything. And you know, it felt so freaking good to get out, and everybody was like, oh my god, that's such a good idea, we should do that more. But for us, it was really a necessity to get out and just be there for ourselves and, you know, talk about our lives and be honest, and I don't know, just take a breath of fresh air. And even throughout the day, we would kind of take a break and go even fill up our water bottles and just like take 5 and just breathe and just be outside of our office. And that was so helpful. I would go to the gym after work 3 times a week to kind of decompress and be outside. And once I would get home, I would have felt like there had been a chapter between work and my private life, and it was easier for me to kind of be in more like me mode, which I'm not gonna lie was a bit difficult with this job, but helps so freaking much. Just having a time during the day that you dedicate to yourself, so that at the end of the week you don't feel like my entire week was just about working, was just about doing something for someone else, especially if you're not self-employed. And I think that's really important to do. Either have a super quiet breakfast. I know a lot of mothers do that. They wake up before their children just so that they can have some time to sip on their coffee without any noise, or listen to a podcast, or read a book, or even be on their phone for a few seconds without feeling guilty about it. Those moments that feel really special for you, and it can be really nothing, waking up 10 minutes before your alarm to just like read for a little bit or just chill in your bed. It doesn't have to be that big thing of being like, I'm having a self-care day. It's amazing if you're able to do that, and I definitely have those days whenever I feel burnt out. But also just small little things that you can do for yourself that make you happy and kind of fill up your cup throughout the week is so freaking helpful, I find. Okay, so one thing that for some reason I've had a really hard time with in the past few months, I would even say maybe 6 months to be honest, has been reading. And I'm a bookworm. Like, I love reading. I still read every single day. I read every night before bed, but it's usually before bed books that I've read before, and I kind of choose those books so that I know that I won't go to bed too late. But during the day I really focus on books that I've never read before. And I don't know, like starting, I think it was like after the end of the summer, I really struggled to find books that I loved. And I think the 2 books that really stood out for me were Taylor Jenkins Reid's Malibu Rising, which I absolutely loved, and I also read Jeanette McCurdy's autobiography, and I loved them. I think I read something else after that. I remember starting a few books and not finishing them because I have a really hard time finding books that I want to keep reading, which is so weird. And then I remembered that Daisy Jones and the Six was coming out as a series, and I was like, I need to read the book. My sister has it, so I told her, whenever we're seeing each other again, can you give it to me so that I can read it before the series comes out? And you guys, I loved it. I freaking loved it. Every single book of hers that I've read, I've adored and I could not put down. And I even kind of paced myself with this one because honestly, I could have finished it within less than a week, to be honest. Even throughout the day, I was like, do I have some time to read right now? Because I really want to read it. And I would read it at night and my partner would be like, shall we go to bed now? Because it's pretty late. It's so freaking good. I love the fact that it's written as an interview. It's about a music band, so it makes total sense to do it that way. But also the fact that each member has kind of their side of the story and do not necessarily agree about certain parts is even better. I loved it. I honestly loved it so much, and I'm currently watching the series as well, and they've changed up a few things which I understand, but it didn't feel the exact same way. However, the cast, incredible, perfect match, I would say. Even the music is so good, the costumes are incredible, the settings, like it looks exactly how I imagined it to be, which doesn't happen every single time something is adapted to kind of a movie or TV form. Honestly, I kind of want to read it again, but I'll wait for a little bit. I also have to give it back to my sister because it's one of her prized possessions. And so after that, I didn't really know what to read. It's such a unique book that I was like, what am I gonna read next? And then my mother, who's so nice, she went shopping when she was visiting my sister, and she was like, do you have this book? I was like, no, it's in my basket on Amazon for like, it's been for so long, but I don't have it. It's Apples Never Fall by Leanne Moriarty, and we have so many of her books, so my mom knows that she kind of is a trusted person for us. One thing that I love about this author is that it's kind of a mystery usually, but also you kind of get different sides of the story from different people. And for this one, it's like Joy and Stan Delaney have 4 grown-up children, so they're in like their 60s, I believe. They have a very successful family business that they've just sold, and they're in like their golden years of their life. And then Joy vanishes. There's kind of questions asked and the police get involved. They seem to be a very happy family, and then you discover that they have secrets, which is always super interesting. I've just started, I literally just started, but one thing that I really enjoy about it is that some chapters are like 2 pages long, and it's the situation seen from an outsider, like a total outsider. Like yesterday, it was a client of one of the daughters who was witnessing a phone call, and I love that because she has nothing to do with the story, but you get her side of the story of how something has gone on, like a phone call regarding the situation. And I don't know, for some reason that kind of, I love that. But yeah, I think reading is also a very big part of my self-care routine because I've noticed that I tend to always be doing 2 things at once. Even whenever I'm working, there's a chance that I have a podcast in the back, or at least some like ambiance music or something else, and I'm constantly kind of juggling 2 things. I don't even know why I do that because I think it's pretty bad for my brain. But whenever I'm reading, it's impossible for me to do something at the same time. It's really a moment for me to be focused on the present, on what I'm doing, get out of my brain, and I've always enjoyed it. I think I'm a pretty creative person, but also I have a lot of imagination thanks to reading. It's really a moment for me to be with me. Does that make any sense? I'm not even sure. I'm really trying to kind of figure out what I'm in the mood to read as well, and not force myself. Self-care is different for everyone, but it's also different for a specific time of the day, of the week, of your life, and that's totally okay. I hope you enjoyed. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.